And now, two of the most fervent camps on Wall Street. Call it the battle of the gold bugs and the apple bugs. They're die-hard, they're devoted, they're pit bulls of passion. Take a look at why. In the last 20 years, Apple's shares are up 4,000%. Gold up more than 225%. Okay, so Apple looks better on that front, but still gold's up. And is the trend going to continue, or do all things that go up eventually come down, whether you're a devotee or not? Gold bug. James DeGeorgia, publisher of The Gold and Energy Advisor and author of The Trader's Great Gold Rush, joins us extolling the virtue of all things Apple. Meantime is Buster Heine, blogger for the site cultofmac.com. Okay, great to have both of you with us, and thanks for having fun and being willing to play with us, guys. We appreciate it. Buster, let me start with you. It's amazing when you start looking around on the web for things about Apple, sort of linking it to a cult or a religion. You find things like the cover of The Economist with Steve Jobs with a halo, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's something to this, isn't there?
There is. I mean, when you're buying Apple, you're buying into culture. Apple sells a whole culture, not just electronic parts, but that's what the campaigns are all about. You're part of, the best technology, the best products, and everything like that. It's kind of like an exclusive club that people are kind of buying into. And
you, Buster, have bought in, right? I mean, you've done some strange things.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy it. Camping out for the iPhone, it's an event. You're never going to see a company like this ever again. Nobody cares about going out and buying other computers, but with Apple, everybody gets really stoked. Me and my friends, every time there's an iPhone launch, we'll camp out, 10 p.m. the day before it comes out, just to have fun.
James, what about on the gold side of things? What is it that makes some say, jokingly, hey, the gold bugs, right? I mean, what is it that causes the group to define itself like that?
Well, for the longest time, we were a little niche part of the financial markets, and gold, dragged from 1980 to 2000, 2001, and there was a disbelief in its value as a monetary unit. But as we've seen over the last 10 years, there's been a sharp rise in gold and depreciation of currencies, and people that are gold bugs, people who believe in gold at this point, are the ones who believe that the currency situation around the world and the debt situation that's around the world is so out of control that that not holding some gold in your portfolio is just pure folly.
Here's where I get confused, though, guys, because you can't both be right over the long term, right? I mean, I got Buster here betting that kids are going to, people are going to get richer and have all these fancy iPhones, and I got James saying the world might come to an end if if gold really goes to the roof.
I totally disagree with you. The two are
make your case. Why am I wrong?
Well, frankly, I could see gold at $2,000, $2,500 and see the Dow, at 15,000 or 16,000. What's happening is the relative value of both items. Apple is a study in what is done right. If we ran our governments and we ran our currency, we ran our Federal Reserve and Treasury like, the Apple has run their company, I wouldn't be a gold bug. It's the fact that they haven't run things well that has caused that situation. So I could see a situation where, gold goes back to the equilibrium of $2,000 plus and constant $1,980, and still see Apple at $360, $450, a share. They're innovative. They're creating. They're controlling their expenses. Yeah. They have new cutting technology. It's a wonderful investment, but you need gold in your portfolio against everything, all the other dangers.
All right, Buster, is he convincing you?
No, I mean, I think gold's a great investment for the long term, but right now you're going to be making more money with Apple. What you're seeing, kind of like what you said with gold, it was a niche market. Apple also was a niche market, and now they're expanding into mainstream. It's huge now. People that want to be in technology, if you want to be looked at as knowing what technology is about, really you're buying Apple products. Apple only has room to expand because it was niche, now it's mainstream. You're going to be seeing growth for another 3 to 5 years from Apple. Gold may be a great long-term investment. I'm not a gold expert, but I know that Apple's probably one of the best bets that you can count on for the stock market for the next 3 to 5 years.
Now, Buster, what do you think Steve Jobs has done to make people like you feel the way you feel? I just wanted to read you something. These professors at Texas A&M University, they did a study on how the iPhone became divine, and the iPhone was called the Jesus phone. One of the things they note, they say, oh, Apple was born in humble surroundings just like Jesus. Jobs was struck down and resurrected just like Jesus. And Apple stores are miraculous, clean temples of holiness. I mean, it is sort of amazing that this person has such a following, because it is a lot about him individually, isn't it?
It is. I mean, you have other people behind the scenes that also contribute. With Apple, you have John Ive, you have Tim Cook, Phil Schiller. They're all great people. I mean, Steve is the salesman. You know, a lot of people at Apple kind of view Steve as kind of like a Leonardo da Vinci type of the modern day. I mean, everything that he touches turns to gold, whether it's computers, music with the iPods, now the iPad for netbooks, soon to be television. Really, he can't do any wrong. I mean, he's a modern day genius, and nothing's going to really stop it in Apple until Steve kind of abandons ship, which isn't going to happen because it's his baby. He's a tech messiah is what it sounds like, the way you're talking about him. James, in gold, do you have any frustration about all the people who are coming into your world, right? There's the true believers like you, and then there's the people who are buying gold bars because they see them advertised on TV. Do you resent those people because they're not real believers?
No, I don't resent them. And in fact, I think that it's an inescapable conclusion. I think, pointing to Steve Jobs as the icon of Apple, gold has a lot of people behind it as well that are causing the problems, namely politicians all around the world, federal bank, reserve bankers, central bankers, policymakers, and they're making all the wrong decisions. So, we have a big tailwind. I don't know about the short-term potential, but I wouldn't count gold out.
Okay, well, James, Buster, thanks very much to both of you and for playing. Everyone, let us know. Which investing church would you join, Apple or gold? We'll be back.